Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the It's in Queens podcast covering events in the world's most diverse borough between July 19th and July 25th in the year 2019. As always, I'm Mystery Man number 1, and that would make you...
Mystery Man number 2.
Mystery Man number 2.
I always get treated like number 2.
And go to number 3. Today, we are coming at you live at historic Flushing Town Hall.
That's right.
We are going to go through the events coming up this weekend, and then we have 2 special guests and a very special jam session.
That's right.
So please bear with us. We'll go fast.
Yeah, we'll get through the real.
We'll get through with us, and you can get to the main
entertainment
course. Yeah, consider this like the salad or something like that.
That's right.
We have an unbelievable week. Normally, it takes me about 3 hours to compile the whole stuff. This time it took me 6 because of what's going on.
Well, we have a lot going on.
I'm just going to highlight some of the big things.
Let's get
and
into it.
The other things most we talked about in the last episode, because it has to do with free movies in parks, free live concerts in parks.
Right. That time of year where all the outdoor activities are happening, right?
But we have something very bizarre here. We have a World Cup, which is coming to Queens.
Yes, I saw this.
The American women obviously won the World Cup. The American men's team didn't even qualify.
And
I watched
it in Queens. I watched it at Bohemian Hall in Astoria. Yep.
Well, we now have the Fortnite World Cup.
The Fortnite is a huge video game.
The USTA, I hadn't even heard of it until I saw this, to be honest with you. And they spelled it wrong. They spelled NITE.
NITE. Well, it's right for them. It's wrong for life.
So the U.S. Open, the tennis, which we all know, is actually hosting the Fortnite World Cup.
Wow.
And there are players from all around the world coming.
No kidding.
It's the All-Stars. Yeah, they tell me.
So this is great for tourism, video game tourism.
Video game tourism.
Right?
Who would have thought? I thought video games was for sitting at home, but these guys are actually going somewhere. We have the top 100 solo players in the world and the top 50 duo teams in the world.
No kidding.
They're going to be competing. Now, is Fortnite, do you run around in it or something?
So
Why are they doing it on tennis courts?
Fortnite, you do not run around and you play. I assume they're going to be playing on screens, but there's no actual physical activity behind you, controlling everything through a joystick.
So,
you know what? Controller.
So they'll be having the different games will be going on in the different tennis courts.
Absolutely.
Wow. So that's kind of fun. Do you know that every single person that's invited gets $50,000, and the winner takes away $3 million?
Oh my God! They must have major league sponsors for this thing.
Yeah. So this is a
here's the problem with this.
Imagine that, winning $3 million for playing a video game.
This is fantastic for Queens. I certainly don't want to say anything poor about it, but
right.
As a parent, you tell your kids, listen, you're wasting your time playing video games. But if it becomes a career, if they win $3 million, maybe I should encourage him to play video games.
Right.
I'd rather him pick up an instrument, though. I think that's
right. Anyway, that's at the Arthur Ashe Stadium.
That's incredible. That should be fun.
We also, and that's actually the whole weekend. It's a 3-day event. So
wow.
I should mention that.
Lots of energy drinks that weekend.
We have Weird Al Yankovic coming to the borough.
Oh, I love Weird Al.
Why do you like Weird Al Yankovic?
Because I love music. Comedy and music are my 2 favorite things. So when they're combined together by like a Weird Al song.
So Weird Al Yankovic.
And also, he was big in the 80s. You know, he was huge.
For those of us who didn't grow up when we did, Weird Al Yankovic does parody songs.
That's right.
He took Another One Bites the Dust, and he did Another One Rides the Bus.
That's right. Beat It became Eat It.
Became Eat It. And did the...
Like a Virgin became Like a Surgeon.
Right. And My Love's in Jeopardy became I Lost on Jeopardy.
I Lost on Jeopardy.
And he made videos.
My Sharona, My Bologna.
Okay. Right. So he's coming to Forest Hill Stadium on July 20th. And believe it or not, he's performing.
Who's his backing band? His backing
band?
His
backing band is the Queens Symphony Orchestra.
That's pretty incredible.
Yep. The oldest professional arts organization in Queens.
That's right.
And it's a whole, it's got all kinds of instruments.
So Metallica performed with the San Francisco Orchestra, so it's only natural that Weird Al should be with the Queens Symphony Orchestra.
It says here that he's bringing a whole comedy show with costumes, props, and a video wall.
And he changes outfits. Jeez. I mean, he really puts on he puts the work in. He puts on a show.
So that's something. That's something.
Yeah.
3 days later, on July 23rd, the Queens Symphony Orchestra heads to St. John's for its annual
free
Great
concert.
Long.
That's a great one.
St. John's, every single year, they do a big concert with the Queens Symphony Orchestra at the Great Long, which is on their campus.
Right. You bring your own chair, right?
Bring your own chair.
Yep.
This year, the name of the concert is Dances That Move the World, and they're going to be playing waltzes, Slavonic dances, tangos, sambas, and some Chinese compositions.
That is the world's borough putting on the world's concert.
Queens Symphony Orchestra is at it again. This starting on July 24th, we kick off our Shakespeare Shakespeare series of
Nice.
free concerts, free plays by
yeah.
Hip to Hip Theater Company, which is Woodside based.
That's right.
They will be performing all throughout the borough until August 25th. That's their last show. They do shows in the Bronx and other places, but mostly they're in Queens. And I would say go to the to our website to find out the exact times. But they're doing 2 plays. One's a comedy, A Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's right.
Which is about royal fairies interfering with basically young lovers in Athens. And the other one is Richard III, which is the one about Richard who like kills all of his cousins and brothers to get to power.
Man after my own heart.
So it's definitely it's a comedy and a tragedy. A comedy and a historic tragedy.
Sure.
Yeah. I think he dies in the end. Doesn't he get killed in battle?
Everyone dies. They always die.
Yeah. Anyway, Hip to Hip Theater. They also half an hour before the shows go on, they let little kids come in and they show them the costumes and the props and they tell them all about Shakespeare acting. So
it's a good introduction to Shakespeare.
And it's always outdoors. And for example, the one at Long Island City, you're looking at the actors, and in the behind is Midtown Manhattan.
That's right.
It's
the skyline,
the
Manhattan skyline. Right
they're at the
them.
Unisphere, and you're watching the show while the Unisphere is behind you. So it's all. They're also in Cunningham Park and other places. They're at Socrates. They're at the Volker
Arts Museum
here in Flushing.
Flushing, yeah.
That's pretty cool. On July 21st, we have the Jamaican Jerk Festival.
Yeah, well, now this is not
Roy Wilkins
a
Park.
Festival for people like me and you. This is actually a food festival.
This is a well, it's so if you're not familiar.
Hey, I went to the jerk store and they were out of you, Rob.
Jerk chicken is one of the most delicious things you will ever try.
So the best.
You can jerk pork. What?
Yeah, the best jerk chicken I ever had was not actually. It was in Jamaica, but it was on the side of the road in a guy was working basically out of a cut garbage barrel. A metal barrel, and it was the best thing.
Is that
I've
Jamaica
ever
the island or Jamaica
the island? Yeah, I got married. That's where I got married. So when we were going to the resort, cab driver said, "Do you want to try the best jerk chicken in the world?" And we said, "Yeah." And he brought us, and it was just side of the road thing with a red stripe and barrel, and so. But this is, these are all legit cooks too.
This is it's both it's a promotion for jerk chicken, but it's also music. There are a lot of reggae and soca bands.
Yeah,
and they're cooking demonstrations.
Oh, fantastic music!
And I went last year, and there are also tons of free handouts. And people go there and they go crazy for the music. The other thing I want to say,
Roy Wilkins Park?
It's Roy Wilkins Park, which is Merrick and Baisley Boulevards in South Jamaica. Apollo the 12th. You know that we're coming up on the exact 50th anniversary of the moon landing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 years, 1969, because we the Daily News had their 100th anniversary recently, and we had a lot of the 50th anniversary pictures in the issue as well.
Sure. Do you guess which of our culturals is celebrating the
let's see, the one with the rocket ship outside.
The rocket ship outside.
New York Hall of Science.
The New York Hall of Science. They're having a special 50th anniversary party on July 20th. There are going to be all kinds of things, including workshops on how to make lamps out of mason jars. I don't know how that relates to this, but they're going to be stargazing with the Amateur Astronomers Association of New York, robots, all kinds of movies about everything that went on.
My first fascination, because I was born after '69, so my first fascination with astronauts was the astronaut ice cream. Did you ever? Yeah. It was that freeze-dried ice cream. That? Yeah, I did. It was like, it was weird.
Not fulfilling enough for me.
No, it's not really not.
Have you ever heard of Barbara Hammer?
No.
She was, she just died a few months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lesbian feminist, filmmaker, sort of before, when you were still really, really sort of like pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Really long career. I think in memory of her passing, they're doing a retrospective from July 19th to July 28th at Museum of the Moving Image. Yeah. Now, she did everything. She did shorts and features and stuff like that. And so they're showing movies. Sometimes they're showing shorts in a segment. Sometimes they're actually showing the movie. And there's some live events, so there'll be people talking and discussing the movies and other things.
That's the place to do it. All the movie historians come out there.
Now, since we're in Flushing Town Hall, let me give you 3 things which segue perfectly into what we're about to.
You're all about the segue.
On July 21st, we have Bulla in the Barrio. That's a live concert. There's a Colombian musical genre called Bullerengue. Bulla means noise in Spanish. So this is it's an art form or a musical genre that was started by women, really, in Colombia, mostly from the coast.
Okay.
It's singing, it's storytelling, it's celebrating life.
Nice.
Yep. Same day, there is a Minwa workshop. Minwa
You got me. You're looking at me for something. I got nothing on Minwa.
is a Korean art form. It's a
okay.
Korean painting, and it coincides with the opening of an exhibition of Minwa paintings here. So you can actually go to a workshop, and trained professional Korean artists can teach you how, or at least the philosophies behind Minwa, and you can come here and you can see Minwa paintings.
Are they serving any of that delicious Korean food?
You want some kimchi?
I want some kimchi.
Of course, this guy's going for food again. The other thing is that there's the open mic series returns on July 22nd. So they're very busy here. That involves... Do you want to say something?
No, I wanted to know what it is. Open mic meaning musicians or storytelling?
Do you know Bobby Gonzalez? He comes here a lot.
I know the name for sure.
He's a storyteller, Thunderbird. He tells stories, and he gets everyone else to tell stories.
Oh, cool.
And he's a very animated and creative storyteller.
I like open mics. It's always, you never know what you're going to get. You know?
Exactly. But hey, that's enough about us.
Look at us two yapping.
We're about to come back at you, and we have two very talented musicians, and they're going to tell you about a very exciting thing that's coming up here at Flushing Town Hall.
Frank Robinson is right immediately to my right, and Sharif Kales next to him, and next to Sharif is
I'm
Rob.
mystery guy number. You ruined the mystery.
Oh yeah, and welcome back. So we're at Flushing Town Hall, like Rob said earlier today, and these gentlemen here, we're going to get a little background on them, and they're going to talk about a very special event coming up. So Frank, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And you're the vocalist for this special event. When did you start singing?
Oh my God! With a hairbrush when I was about 3 years old.
I love it.
And you're still with a hairbrush.
He doesn't use it just for the
Right.
I think it's no use right now, but yes.
And you specialize in jazz?
Yeah, that seems to be the route right now. But basically, whatever strikes my soul.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where do you perform?
Right now, Flushing Town Hall, whatever jam I can find.
Nice.
A platform. Yeah.
Okay. You're a Queens resident, correct?
Yes, I am.
We have to get that in there. Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Lifelong?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, did you grow up in Jamaica?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. If there's one thing I can say, people think New Orleans or maybe even Kansas City or Chicago for the jazz, but Queens has been a center for jazz musicians for almost 100 years.
Yes.
We've had, many famous have lived here and they've performed here, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we have Louis Armstrong's house as a museum.
Louis
to
Armstrong
jazz.
house is not over.
We have a jazz trail, right?
Yeah. Lena Horne lived here.
Count Basie
lived here.
Yes.
Bix Beiderbecke, if you want to go back, if you remember him, 1920s. And we actually had a jazz festival this past weekend that you were at in Jamaica.
Yes.
And how was it?
Great.
Yeah,
It
was about.
Did you
30
perform or were you just
No,
attending?
just audience,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And Sharif, when did you start playing?
I started playing in junior high school.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And what made you pick up a horn as opposed to a different instrument?
My dad, he always played good music around the house. And,
Yeah.
A lot of vocalists, a lot of soul music, but I always gravitated to the instruments. And when the horn parts came in, I kind of gravitated towards that. So, yeah, trumpet.
I tell you, there's nothing more exciting than a brass section when you see a live band.
Yeah.
It just adds a special touch to it. Really.
Let me just
really
add,
does.
Sharif is a Flushing resident?
That's
Are
right.
you a Queens native too?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
look at
Where'd you
that.
grow up?
I grew up in Flushing.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
What school? Right over here, John Bound or?
Oh, that's my
No,
Oh, is it? Look at that. We have John Bound
We're across the
PS 20, then junior high school 189, and I went to Bayside High School.
Bayside High School.
Yeah,
there we
there's
go.
a Flushing section. You get you go up to Bayside High
You
School.
could, yeah, it depends, yeah.
So now there's two exciting things that these two gentlemen are involved in. One is the monthly jazz jams, which we've talked about on this show before.
Always, yeah, it's always a big part of our show.
Which is the first Wednesday of each month. And so the next one would be August 3rd.
No, August.
Calendar guy, can you remember?
No, because August 4th is a Sunday, which is the
So
big
it's
event.
August 7th?
August 7th.
All right.
From the from the gallery.
Thank God you're here. August 7th. Now, you guys are both involved in these jazz jams, right?
Yes.
What can we expect on a jazz jam night?
Oh, just high energy, good music, great people, a wonderful sense of community.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
The jazz jams are informal. You come here and you play with whoever's here, and if you don't play, you listen.
Exactly.
And you better dance, though, right?
You can.
Yeah, people
You
dance.
can.
Yeah.
And so now you guys, how long have you been involved in these jazz jams?
Well, I've been coming since it started,
Oh,
No
really?
kidding.
Which is
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is from Carol's.
Well, it
Well,
was
Car-
original. Now it's Carol's.
Yeah, Carl's
okay.
running it out.
Carol Sudhalter is the Astoria Big Band. She's now the leader of the jazz jams because she's become affiliated with Flushing Town Hall, I think 4 years ago. So tell me, what do you do when you come here?
I'm just come here and, just vibe with the musicians and meet different musicians and just play music and have fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Same. I'm on the same tip. I come, vibe with the musicians and network and just enjoy. It's like an experience in being alive and joyful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, I believe they start.
Yes.
On the first Wednesday of every month. So how do you decide what songs you're going to play?
Wow. Good question.
Well, for me, I kind of feel out the people before me, what they played, and if they play something slow, I'll try to contrast to play something fast, and vice versa, or just something that I think would captivate the crowd, the audience.
And it's very informal. People, you can do what you want, right? Now, if you're like me and you're tone deaf and you can't play any instruments, what would I do there?
You just listen.
You can get up and dance, whatever you want to do.
And hopefully clap in rhythm at some point.
I can clap in rhythm. All right. So these things
Well,
are
jazz
ongoing.
is its own language, right?
Oh,
and you
well-
have to sort of understand that language in order to do it. It's not something that a novice musician can come in and really handle, right? You have to be accomplished.
There's
at
an
some
improv
point.
element, right?
Yeah, there
Oh,
really
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the human aspect of it anyway. So you kind of relate to it in any way you feel comfortable. You can get up and dance, clap your hands,
Right.
stomp your feet, whatever. So you can get involved in any way.
That's very cool.
Do you play other instruments besides trumpet?
Trumpet, flugelhorn, a little keyboard. Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
So just remember, this is August 7th. It's also every other Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month. Now, the other thing that's coming up,
Which is the
where I
biggie.
got my dates confused, is that these two musicians are actually all-stars, right?
That's right. That's right. We got the creme de la creme.
Flushing Town Hall has an all-star team. Is that fair to say? An all-star. It's not like the baseball all-star team where it's voted by the fans. It's voted by people that know music.
That's right.
So you don't have any old baseball star who people still like who makes
right.
it even though he doesn't deserve it.
That's right.
This is that. Now tell us about the All Stars and what the group is and et cetera, et cetera.
From what I understand, it was selected by a committee of people from Flushing Town Hall, from the participants in the jam.
No kidding.
And we were asked to perform at this first annual. This is their maiden voyage.
Wow.
So there's
you guys
an
are
all-star
groundbreakers
concert.
then.
Just to let you know, there's an all-star concert on August 4th.
4th.
Yes.
That's right.
Not
There you go.
August. No, don't listen to what I said before that. August 4th. There's an all-star concert here on this stage right here, right? And 10 all-stars, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is 1/5 of the all-star team. And so what does it feel like to be chosen as an all-star, first of all?
Yeah, I'm just extremely honored, and it just feels good to be recognized as one of the people who come and do their thing here.
Yeah. Now, have you guys toured also too, or like around the country and stuff like that?
Coming up.
Well, yeah, I played around the country
Yeah.
with different groups and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I feel like the Flushing All Stars are gonna end up on a world tour. That's how good it's gonna be.
Oh, keep that thought.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Well, then, how many people watch this podcast? Now, tell me, this show. Have you talked to the other members? Like, what is this going to be more improv on August 4th? What can someone who goes to the show on August 4th expect to see besides great jazz?
That's a good question. We haven't really conferred.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but we do have a list. We were asked to, submit what we would do.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So
What's on the list?
They'll find out.
There you go. Keep it
Is
low.
any Louis Armstrong on the list?
Yes.
There you
Any
go.
Ella Fitzgerald? Ella Fitzgerald lived in Queens too. Any
Yeah.
Ella Fitzgerald on the list?
In spirit, she'll be there, I'm sure.
Is there any Weird Al Yankovic?
Any Weird Al Yankovic? All right. So, are you doing anything to prepare for this? That is special, or tell us? I mean, I'm
Couple
kind of
practice
excited for
sessions,
this.
sure, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get together.
Now, have you guys played? This is going to be the first time even playing together in front of a crowd. Or
Well,
even played
you
together at the
jam
Yeah, the
together
jam.
all the
Yeah,
time.
so they've jammed together. So
You got to
yeah.
keep the improv. You got to keep the informality, sort of, right?
That's the life.
You got to be
Yeah.
creative. You got to be creative.
In the moment.
Yeah. But will Carol Soothalter be leading this?
Yes,
Yes.
she will.
All right.
Carol Soothalter, if you don't know, she's very talented. She's a saxophone player. She's all over Queens. She performs all over the place, especially at Socrates Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's enough of the two of us.
Well,
what do you
listen,
think?
quit my yapping. Let's get to the
Do you have
talent.
anything else? Do you have anything
wanna
else
get
you
to
would
the
like to say
talent.
before we
No,
cut
if you guys
you?
have anything else you want to tell the people, and then otherwise we get right to it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so
All
we have
right,
a
let's do it.
very special treat. We have a trumpet player and an all-star trumpet player and an all-star vocalist, and they're going to do a song to take us into the
Ether.
yes, into the ether or the ether if you pronounce it that way. Okay.
Every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. Well, when you see me worried, baby, because it's you I hate to lose. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. Speaking of bad luck and trouble, well, you know I've had my share. I'm gonna pack my suitcase and move on down the line. I'm gonna pack my suitcase and move on down the line. 'Cause ain't nobody worried and there ain't nobody crying. Seems to me every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. Well, when you see me worry, baby, because it's you I hate to lose.